She lost everything to a man she never met. The $7 billion romance scam exposed.
Surge in so-called romance scams.
What changed?
The proliferation of the dating sites.
It started with a simple message, a wrong number, supposedly, a friendly's apology, a brief conversation that turned into something more. Over the following weeks, the conversations became daily. He was thoughtful, attentive. He remembered details from previous conversations. He asked about her day. He shared stories about his own life, a successful businessman, frequently traveling for work, always just slightly too busy to video call, but never too busy to text.
I never thought that this could happen to our family, but I'm sitting here today as proof that this could happen to anybody.
She felt something she hadn't felt in years. Connection. Eventually, he mentioned an investment opportunity, cryptocurrency. He'd been doing it for years. He could show her how. She started small. The returns looked real. She could see them in the app he'd helped her install. She invested more and more. By the time she tried to withdraw her money, by the time the man she'd been talking to for months stopped responding, she had lost her life savings. He was never real. And she is one of hundreds of thousands of Americans who lost a combined $7.2 billion to this exact scheme in a single year. Welcome to the Exposure Bureau. Today we're covering what the FBI now identifies as the single largest source of financial fraud losses for Americans, larger than any other category of cybercrime tracked by federal law enforcement. This is the story of pig butchering scams, a name that sounds strange until you understand exactly how methodically these operations fatten up their victims before taking everything. The term pig butchering comes from a direct translation of a Chinese phrase used within the criminal networks that pioneered this scheme. The metaphor is deliberately, uncomfortably literal. You don't slaughter a pig the moment you acquire it. You feed it. You let it grow. You invest time and care into building it up, specifically so that when the moment comes, there's more value to take. Applied to fraud, the metaphor describes the entire strategy. These scams don't ask for money on day one. They don't even mention money for weeks, sometimes months. The entire first phase of the operation is dedicated purely to building an emotional connection, to fattening up the victim's trust before introducing the financial component. By the time money enters the conversation, the victim isn't talking to a stranger anymore. They're talking to someone they believe they have a real relationship with. According to the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center, cryptocurrency investment fraud, the category that includes pig butchering, resulted in $7.2 billion in reported losses in 2025 alone. This made it the single highest category of financial loss reported to the FBI that year, surpassing business email compromise, ransomware, and every other tracked category of cybercrime. The average amount lost per victim has climbed dramatically. In 2024, the average reported loss was $782. By 2025, that figure had risen to $2,764, a 253% increase in a single year. What makes pig butchering scams so effective and so devastating is the time investment. Most financial scams rely on urgency. Act now. Limited time. This opportunity won't last. Pig butchering scams do the opposite. They rely on patience. Scammers are trained to invest weeks or months building a relationship before introducing any financial component. They learn details about the victim's life, their routines, their emotional needs. They become a consistent, reliable presence, often during a period when the victim is lonely, recently divorced, widowed, or otherwise emotionally vulnerable. By the time the investment opportunity comes up, it doesn't feel like a stranger asking for money. It feels like someone you trust sharing something that's worked well for them, wanting to help you the way they've helped themselves. This is why victims of pig butchering scams often continue sending money even after early warning signs appear. The emotional relationship has been constructed specifically to override financial caution. A critical component of every pig butchering scheme is the fake investment platform. Victims are guided to install an app or visit a website that appears to be a legitimate cryptocurrency trading or investment platform. The interface looks professional. The platform shows account balances, transaction histories, and apparent profits, all of it fabricated. Victims watch their investment grow. Sometimes they're allowed to make a small withdrawal early on, specifically to build confidence and demonstrate that the platform works. This small early success is a critical manipulation tactic. It transforms skepticism into confidence. Behind many of these scam operations is a deeply disturbing secondary crime. Investigations by Chainalysis and other organizations have documented that many of the individuals operating these scam call centers are themselves victims, trafficked or coerced into the work under conditions amounting to forced labor. Recruited through fake job postings promising legitimate employment in customer service or technical support, many workers find themselves trapped in compounds, often in Cambodia, Myanmar, West Africa, or other parts of Southeast Asia, unable to leave, forced to work scripted romance scam conversations for hours each day under threat of violence or further exploitation. This means the pig butchering ecosystem produces two layers of victims simultaneously. Despite increased public awareness, despite FBI warnings, despite extensive media coverage, pig butchering losses continue to climb year over year. Several factors explain this persistence. The schemes are highly adaptable. As public awareness of crypto investment scams increases, operators shift tactics, sometimes moving toward different platforms, different cover stories, or targeting victims through different initial contact methods, including dating apps, social media, and even professional networking platforms. This is the Exposure Bureau. Stay informed. Stay skeptical. And if someone you've never met in person starts talking to you about a cryptocurrency opportunity that changed their life, that conversation should end the moment money comes up.